all the crazy stuff that is going on in the US with the elections, with the upcoming elections, with the Trump law cases, with Biden, with the SEC. We hear that all the time. But how can you make money out of that? In this video, I want to show you how you can make money out of this news and other news. Hi and welcome to today's video. I hope you're all doing fine, and let's jump into the markets. As you probably know, yesterday we reached up over 70,000 again. If you look at my screen, you will see the chart of Bitcoin. If you wonder what these areas are, this is just the market times. So this is London midday, this is Asia session, this is New York day session, and so on. So you can also see that at this times actually the market is moving quite a lot. So like I said yesterday, we saw here a top of 70,339. This is on Bybit and this is futures. If you look at Ethereum, we also see a little rise at almost the same time. We went up to 3,845 again on Bybit. If we check Solana, the same, also a little high at around the same time as you see. If we move over to the bubbles, I'm using the Banter bubbles today. What can we see there? We see Brad, we see here Jasmine, and we see Node coming up. What are these tokens? Here you may know this Jasmine token is basically a token based in Japan where users can put their information on the blockchain and sell their information. So they basically get some money when they sell it to other companies. So they are able to tell, or they're able to manage their privacy. So I think this is a pretty interesting project. If we click on it, so in this case we go here to About and we click to the website, you will see that this is Japanese. So there's not much we can read there, or I can read there, at least maybe you can. There is some multi-language buttons, and let's see if we click on how, it's all just the headlines translated, so I can't read this, but we could of course copy it to ChatGPT and use it. So what I understand is that you are able basically to manage your privacy, and then for example like it would be Facebook or any other platform, any advertising platform, if they want to have your data, then they can take it and use it. So it's this, and it's also Brad. As you know, Brad is a meme coin. Node is supported by Telegram, as you all know. Let's have a look at the narrative. I switch here to view all the narratives, and as you see here, the real world assets, the narrative for today, so to say, we will swap to weekly, monthly, yearly. Why is that important for you? Because you need to understand as investor where the narrative is, or where people are investing at the moment. This can help you to go long. Maybe you're too late already, but if you see assets that have been exploded, maybe you want to go short on that as well. So if I go to weekly, we see also Gamify is coming up and the meme tokens. If we go to the Gamify ecosystem here, you see it's Pixels, it's Neon, it's a lot of gaming token and gaming infrastructure. If I go back, I'm not sure, it will drop me out as you saw. So I will go just in again to the narratives. Then I go to monthly, and let's see what is actually the monthly. The monthly is mainly here the meme coins. You see Pepe and all the other meme coins have been exploding. The AI narrative is not that strong at the moment. As we have seen here, the real world assets are going to boom, and the Gamify and the meme coins. This is what is going on at the moment. If we look at the week again, here storage is quite down 4%, the category or the narrative of storage, then the L2's a little down. The AI narrative is even more down here, almost 5%. As you see, there's times for all of these narratives. Let's have a look at the general market, and the general market on CoinMarketCap. Not much special. I prefer to actually sort it. We can see a Notecoin, Kaspa, Jasmy. We have looked at this already. Then here we have the dog, the meme coin as Stacks, Ordis, Say, Beam. So there's already a little gaming coming up. Toncoin as well is going up. Many of you probably have invested in Toncoin. I think it's a good idea to invest in Toncoin. No financial advice. I, for myself, have not invested in Toncoin because if you look at what's going on in the US with the TikTok case, then it's very likely that Toncoin will basically be the next one. Telegram made their own encryption, and this is why they don't really like it. The three-letter agencies don't like it because it's hard for them to read all the stuff. So probably this you should have on the radar. I think it's fine to invest in this project for the next weeks or month, but then I see a time where it could come down. So there's nothing special on the market. We will take a closer look at the Fear and Greed Index. What is strange is that the Fear and Greed Index that was implemented on CoinMarketCap is very different than the Fear and Greed Index that we used to have. I'm not sure how they calculate the Fear and Greed Index on this platform, so on CoinMarketCap, because if we go to the original Fear and Greed Index, as many as you may know, here it's 73, so it's greed. And if we go back one more time, we look at the CoinMarketCap, it's 62. It's also greed. From the basic idea, greed is the same, but I have no idea how it's calculated on CoinMarketCap. And if I look here, the Fear and Greed Index is going up and up and up, but we have been, what was the maximum? If you look at 76, yeah, 76, around 76 was the maximum, and here it was 53 on 11th of May 2024. If we go to the max, that's also interesting to see. So the top that we reached here is 87 and the bottom, I think is this one, it's 20. And what is this? It's even 7. We've even fell to 7. How is this score calculated? Actually, it just helps us to understand the market if you know how it's calculated. Generally, of course, it's calculated. We're looking at the market sentiment, looking at social media posts and so on. Here we see the data sources. So they take into account volatility, basically how fast is the market moving up and down, how stable is the market. If the market is very volatile, this can be good or bad for you, depending what kind of investor you are, depending on your nerves. Can you handle these drops? Of course, every drop has got the opportunity. If the volatility goes up, basically if the price rises a lot, then you can make a lot of money. And if you are a short seller, so if you know how to sell short, you can also make a lot of money if the market is going down. The market momentum, the volume, so they look at how much volume is coming into the market. If there's a lot of money in the market, it will move the market, of course. Social media, they calculate with 15%. So I guess they are just having hashtags and sentiments that they're taking out. So it's possible to monitor social media and get a broad picture of what people are interested. So, for example, if you open your Twitter or your X and look at the right side, you will have these hashtags, these trending hashtags. And you can do that all over social media and get some kind of feeling what is actually the trend. Surveys, the 15%, it's currently paused. And this is paused, as I know, for a very long time. I have checked this for some time now. And what they did is they did some votings. They asked users how they feel about the market. They asked users if they are scared, if they are buying now or not. Then we have the dominance. And this is looking at the entire crypto market, as you see here, and especially for Bitcoin. So they're also looking at the Bitcoin dominance and are trying to pull out some useful data out of that. The trend, they say 10% is the trend. If the market is bullish, then a lot of people are very motivated, and then the greed is getting more and more. If the market is going down, then the index is going to the left, and it's more fear than greed. Most of the people do the same. This is why you should not follow the herd, because then you will end up buying high and selling low. I also like to look at this rainbow chart. The rainbow chart will show you also a lot of this sentiment. It will show you how the market is actually performing. Here we are at the moment in the area, I think it's still cheap. The colors here are connected to the areas. The next color is here yellow, it's HODL, so you should not sell it. Is it a bubble? And then we're going up. You can use this chart or a chart like this also to make your decisions when you want to sell certain assets. For example, you could decide if it goes here into the orange area, then you could sell, I don't know, 60% or 30%, and if it moves higher, you could sell everything, or you could start to sell here in this area, looking back at these areas here to take your data points. So here you saw in this bull market, when Bitcoin went up to the red line, it would have made sense to slowly start selling here, right? And the pattern is always the same. It ends up touching the last line. In this case, in the last bull market, after the third halving, it just barely touched the top. This can give you a good indication when to get out of the market, and also what prices you can expect to reach. If you move the cursor here, you will see the red line shows me 231,000. This will be here on the right top, right? And if we go here to the first orange line, it will show me 106,000 and so on. So it gives you a good idea what could happen. All the crazy stuff that is going on in the US with the elections, with the upcoming elections, with the Trump law cases, with Biden, with the SEC. We hear that all the time. But how can you make money out of that? In this video, I want to show you how you can make money out of this news and other news, because we have Polymarket. And in Polymarket, as you see here, if you go to polymarket.com and you click here on the top, you will find, for example, here presidential election. And what you can do is you can sign up, connect your wallet, and then you can bet on if Trump is going to be elected as president or not, for example. And this is also a very good way to understand what's going on, because these numbers are pretty accurate. The betting numbers are pretty accurate. I don't want you to motivate to start like gambling, but I think you can develop some kind of feeling if you listen to a lot of different media outlets. So maybe you have quite a good understanding if this is likely, or maybe you think Kennedy or whoever will become president. Then you can just log in and bet on it, basically. This is also true with other stuff, like here, will Biden drop out? And a lot of other political things that are trending at the moment, This is also true for India, next UK Prime Minister. So it's not just when you are in the US. It's also NBA champions, so you can also sports bet on that. Fed rate cut. Wherever you have some knowledge, you can now make money out of the knowledge. If you go here, for example, you can go to the sports tab and you find everything in sports. You can go to pop culture, so you can also bet on really strange stuff like Taylor Swift engaged, or I'm not so deep into that. I don't know. So Andrew Tate tweets between May 29 and June 5th. It's really crazy stuff here. Also Elon Musk, how many times will Elon tweet? Bet now. If you have any knowledge of any market, you can go to Polymarket and take advantage of it. So let's get into more news now. Till now we just covered some basic stuff. Now I want to get into the news. As you know, the ETFs have been approved some months ago, and now we're also getting a ETF in Australia and in the UK. Also a little update on the Ethereum ETF. It has been approved very strangely because the SEC did not want to have it approved. The hedge funds or the companies that have been filing to be approved didn't hear anything back for a long time. Nobody was actually thinking that they're getting approved. There was even interviews where these hedge fund or these fund managers have been interviewed, and they said, just imagine if it would be approved, because we didn't even prepare for it. Some didn't even have their ticker, some didn't have the back end, the setup for it, and then suddenly it got approved. And most people think this is political, and of course it's political. What happened is that Trump got more and more into the crypto lover side. He said he will support Bitcoin. He started to accept donations in Bitcoin, and they saw that this could be taking away votes from the Democrats. So they switched. They said, stop it. We need to approve it. We have to look very positive. We have to look like we would like to support the industry, because there are a lot of single issue voters already. I saw this also. So CC is now starting his prison time. They put him into prison because he didn't have all the licenses required, and Binance was not running that clean, at least in the beginning. Here we have from Eric Balchunas, we have the latest numbers again related to the ETF. This is billions, and it basically shows here are the top 10 ETF issues by year-to-date flows in billions. So we have here Vanguard 102.8 billion, with BlackRock with 65.1 billion. We have Invesco with 34.7, JP Morgan 18.3, Fidelity 15.8, DFA 14.3, Schwab, PISA Capital Group, American, they don't have too much, but you see it is a lot of inflow. Still, the Bitcoin price is not moving too much. And as you know, the halving was happening, and in the halving, we halved the supply. I think it's 450 coins a day now. I have to check, but I think it's something like that. And the demand is much bigger than the supply. So what happened here to Warren? As you may have seen, there was a glitch on the New York stock market, and the Berkshire Hathaway stock actually went down 99%. Let's see if we have the chart here. Yeah, here we have the chart. This is how the daily chart looked like for Berkshire Hathaway. I think a lot of boomers got quite shocked, and of course this had probably a big impact on some people, especially if you are using something like AI to trade. But like I said, it was just a glitch with the software on the New York Stock Exchange. And this is funny because Warren Buffett didn't tweet since 9 years, and then he tweeted HODL, and then he tweeted steady lates. So he used his X account to calm down the people. We have also news about the Uniswap Foundation postpones vote on incentives. As you remember, there was some months ago or weeks ago, the Uniswap price shot up immediately after they announced that they want to change the fee structure. So everybody that holds Uniswap tokens would get a part of the profit basically from the Uniswap exchange. And this, of course, is a very interesting model, but the SEC didn't like that. So they got a wealth notice and they needed to work around that, I guess. So what's happening now? There would be this proposal that should be voted on, but because, I guess, of this SEC and of the changing regulation or if the unclear regulation, they are delaying it. And there is also some kind of back and forward between two venture capitalist companies that have been investing in Uniswap. So I guess one of them says they should not do it because the risk is too high. They have been early stage investing into Uniswap, and of course it's not in their interest that they're getting problems with the SEC, right? On the other side, those are complaining that this is not decentralized anymore. If you have a foundation, if you have a DAO, if you are doing proposals, you can't just stop all of them, because then how much decentralized is this still? This is the problem. This is also why Bitcoin has such an advantage. There is nobody to attack. And if there is nobody to attack, you don't have the need to switch all this stuff around because they can't send you a wealth notice and so on. Coinbase donates 25 million to pro-crypto super PAC Fair Shake, joining Ripple and Andrew Horowitz. So what this is basically a club where they are putting together some money and they are supporting crypto candidates. I think this is very good. We as crypto owners or people in crypto, we need somebody taking care of our interests. And as you know, there's a lot of donors, especially in the US. The problem is that a candidate needs a lot of money to finance its campaign. The more money you have, the more you can do, the more you can spend on advertising, the more you can travel around, the more you can do basically. And now these companies are stepping in and ramping up their budget and giving it away to candidates that are pro-crypto. And this is very important to get the right kind of regulations going into the right direction, electing the right people and setting up a friendly environment for the country. Wisconsin was one of the first pension plans that have been investing in the ETFs already. To my knowledge, they invested 0.1% into the Bitcoin ETF, and they are thinking about to ramping it up to 1 to 2%. And you will see more and more pension funds, more and more governments, more and more companies will come into the space and the price will rise. I hope you liked the video. If you want to support the channel, click on the subscribe button, of course. Click on the links to our website to get more detailed information. We have some crypto courses and some crypto education. I see you. Have a nice day. See you tomorrow. Bye bye.